I enjoy achievements. I like hearing that little bleep bloop after completing a task, seeing my gamer score go up, and even when I'm done with the game and probably won't ever play it again, it's nice to know that it left some mark on my account. But I haven't done much achievement hunting lately, so I think it's about time I unlock some. But which ones should I get to maximize my gamer score? Well, how about I play a game that I haven't played yet, like one of those free games with gold that I claimed and never got around to. But I want one that'll be quick, so I went to howlongtobeat.com and narrowed it down to 2 games. The first will be Aerial Knights Never Yield, which has 28 achievements and apparently takes about 3 hours to complete. I quickly scanned through the list of achievements and saw that a good chunk of them were for completing all the levels, so I opted to play through the game normally and see what I picked up along the way. But I did notice one achievement called Call Me If You Need Me, with a description that just says, "You'll definitely never yield." I figured that might mean to either beat the game on the hardest difficulty, or to do it all in one sitting since it's so short. So I did both. It starts with a prologue, which acts as the tutorial. This game is a side-scroller with just 4 controls: a slide to go under blue obstacles, a flip to go over yellow ones, and a jump to go over red ones. There's also a sprint, but we're not ready for that yet. The prologue ends after introducing the 3 main moves, and that's when I got the first achievement. Level 1 is where sprint is introduced, but if you sprint when prompted, you'll run into a yellow obstacle and die. It did take me a little bit of time to get the hang of everything, but once I did, the game was not too hard. I get the achievement for completing level 1, but I also got an outfit, which is its own achievement. In level 2, I earned the achievement for dying 20 times, although honestly I was hoping to unlock this one later. This level also shows you the proper way to use sprint, which is to go through doors and cyan-colored obstacles. There are also cyan-colored enemies that you have to sprint away from, but I didn't figure that out right away and tried to slide under them when they caught up to me. Anyway, when level 2 ends, I didn't get the achievement for finishing it, which made me a bit nervous, but it was actually because there is still a boss fight to do. Now I know to expect those in the future. Level 3 is the first level that really tested my reaction time. These cars will come at you with almost no warning, but at least they're generous with the checkpoints. This is also where I found my first bonus level, which is unlocked by grabbing a hidden coin. You get to play it after finishing the level, which will unlock another achievement. There's an achievement for watching the level 4 cutscene, which is about 6 seconds long, and another for watching the level 5 cutscene, which is about 15 seconds. And then we get to level 6, which is rough. There's this van that chases you down and tries to run you over, but then for some reason the back flies open and there's this guy with a guitar, and you have to dodge the sound waves from his music, I guess. They come at you so fast and with so little warning that I basically just took it one note at a time, memorizing when each one was coming. It took me 11 minutes to finish this level, and I had 47 deaths. I thought it was only going to get harder from here, but this ended up being the worst of it. There was this section in a school in level 9 that was kind of hard, but that was mostly because it was so long and the checkpoints were so spaced out. Level 11 takes everything you knew and turns it on its head. You spend this level traveling up instead of to the right. It's not too bad, you can see the blue and red obstacles pretty early, but the yellow ones will sneak up on you, especially when they blend in with the fire. On level 12, I got the achievement for breaking 25 windows, and finally we have level 13, the last one. This level has you playing as 2 characters, one going to the right and one going to the left. And even though I had no idea what was going on in this game, this level got me pretty hyped up for their battle. After about an hour and a half, I had finished the main story, leaving me with just 7 achievements left. Also, that Call Me If You Need Me one did not unlock, so I'm not sure what that one's for. I decided to try Endless Mode next, since there were 3 achievements for it and I could probably grab a couple others too. This mode puts you in a gym where you endlessly run laps around the room until you die. I am in my element. There are 4 random obstacles on each lap, one for each side of the room, but sometimes there will be this question mark symbol that you have to avoid, otherwise it will obscure your vision and make it harder to dodge the next one. It's not too hard once you figure out the timing, but the pressure of not being able to make any mistakes can get intense. Since there's only one obstacle at the end of the first lap, I went for the jump 10 times in a row achievement first, and then I got the one for going over each type of obstacle. That left me with 2 achievements for Endless Mode, one for reaching the end of the song, and another to run a lot of laps. I played until lap 41, which I thought was a lot, but I didn't get anything. I figured maybe it was for 50 laps, but I looked it up and apparently it's only for 30, which is concerning. So I got to 30 again, and still nothing. I decided to go for something else, since there was obviously something wrong with Endless. I looked up where to get the rest of the outfits, and apparently all I had to do was finish one of the bonus levels. And let me tell you, these things are brutal. The obstacles are not color-coded and the camera angle keeps changing. But the worst thing about it is that you can't just restart when you die, you have to reselect the level every single time. Despite being pretty short, it took me quite some time to finish it, but I still didn't get an achievement. I was very concerned at this point, so I decided to go for one of the more simple achievements, sprint for 20 seconds. I chose level 8, since you spend a lot of time sprinting away from cars and drones anyway. But when I did it, the game just froze for a while and, once again, no achievement. So I did some investigating and found out that this is a glitch that happens, and apparently deleting your saved data can fix it. So I did that, finished the bonus level again, sprinted for another 20 seconds using an exploit, and did 125 laps in Endless, all with the same outcome. I was, however, able to earn the Call Me If You Need Me achievement by replaying the prologue, so I was really confused. Either this game is really glitched out, or I was doing something wrong. As a last-ditch effort, I deleted my saves one more time, this time making sure to delete it everywhere and not just on the console. Now with my data truly gone, I went back to one of the bonus levels to try and get the Swagged Up achievement. When I finished, the game did freeze, but the achievement finally unlocked, which means I was now able to finish the game. I went back to Endless to get the achievement for doing 30 laps, and then I kept going, using the pausing method to give me more reaction time, all the way till lap 159 where I would unlock the achievement for reaching the end of the song, which took about 30 minutes, not including the time spent paused. This left me with just one achievement left, Head Down, which is for sprinting for 20 seconds. I tried this exploit on level 7 again, but I guess they patched it because it just didn't work. And because jumping and sliding seemed to interrupt those 20 seconds of sprinting, I decided to go back to Endless mode for this achievement. Like I said earlier, the first lap only has one obstacle, which is roughly a free 8 seconds of sprinting. So I just had to hope for enough question marks and dash obstacles in a row to last 20 seconds. But then the achievement popped while I had the game paused, and I didn't think I sprinted for 20 seconds, but oh well, I'll take it. But that's it. Every achievement in Aerial Knights never yield. It took me longer than 3 hours, but that's mostly because of glitches and the fact that I played through it the first time on the hardest difficulty when I didn't need to. But overall, a pretty good game. Now let's do another. Calico has 13 achievements, and according to HowLongToBeat.com, should take about 7 hours to complete. Just like Never Yield, most of Calico's achievements are for completing the main story, with a couple others based around 100%ing the game, like getting all the recipes and meeting all the animals. So I started a new game. I skipped most of the character customization except for the running animation and the hair color, and then got right into the story. You start by meeting the mayor of the town, who helps you get settled into your newly acquired cat cafe. You can decorate it, find animals to stay in it, and of course, cook, which is done by shrinking yourself down and throwing the correct ingredients into a bowl. What's nice about this game is that you don't have to worry about cooking all the time and serving people. You only have to make each recipe once, and everything else is basically automatic, or magic as the game says, allowing me to focus on the story. After completing this tutorial, the first achievement is unlocked. After that, I went out to explore the area. I found a dog to send to the cafe, this path that's blocked by boulders, and this person who's upset that the path is blocked by boulders. She wants me to find someone named Autumn, who lives on a hill near my cafe and may be able to clear the route. But before I do that, I ran around the town, meeting everyone I could find and stealing animals for the cafe. This is also the point where I realized you could wiggle the animals, which is a fantastic feature. Anyway, after introducing myself to most of the townsfolk, I discovered that if I talked to them a second time, they could give me a side quest. So I went back around to collect all of those, which I would work on over time. That night, I finally went to look for Autumn's home, but instead I found this giant glowing cat, which was enough for one night, so I went to bed. The next morning, I put this rabbit on my head, met a bird, and finally found Autumn. She wants me to find her missing cat, Char, who I had stolen for the cafe earlier. I ran back down the mountain to get him, but I must have taken a wrong turn and stumbled across this gigantic cat in a log. I found my way back to the cafe, returned her cat, and she tells me to come back tomorrow for a potion that will help clear the rocks. So I came back again the next morning and she gave me this potion that would make animals bigger or smaller. I used it on my dog, Boots, earned an achievement for riding him, and then we smashed through the rocks for another achievement. A new area means new animals to meet. I found this mother bear and her cubs, and I know you're never supposed to approach a bear and her cubs, but... I also found these palicos blocking the route to the next area, but I don't speak cat, so I have to find somebody else who can tell me what's going on. Freya tells me that they've always been real stubborn, and if I want them to move, I have to assemble the Owl Club. She also wants me to have a bird in the cafe, and thankfully I had a bird in my party. Anyway, the first person I need to find for the Owl Club is Maya, who was right here, but I didn't recognize her when I turned in that side quest, so I went all the way back to her house, ran all around the village talking to everybody because I didn't remember who she was, before eventually spotting her just walking around in the woods. Then I had to find Ash, so I did the whole process over again until I found her. However, she can't go to Owl Club until she finishes her deliveries, which means I have to do them for her. First I gotta bring Lumi some supplies in the mountains, then Kiva needs an egg, and then a chair for Lily. But with that out of the way, the Owl Club can finally meet. Have you noticed that there's a lot of running around in this game? Because there's a lot of running around in this game. Ash tells us that she speaks cat, and that it's really embarrassing that the rest of us don't. So she talks to the Palicos, and apparently they just wanted bagels. So I let them know that there are bagels in my cafe, and they all run off to get some, unblocking the path and earning me another achievement. The next area is a city, which is full of Palicos. I met this kid named Malcolm, who's nervous about his upcoming dance competition because all the other competitors are cats, and they're all naturally good dancers. He shows me his dance moves, and I try to reassure him that he'll do great, but then I saw these cats and, well yeah, Malcolm's screwed. After exploring the town a little and discovering that I can glide with a bird on my head, I find the barrier to the next area. This Palico tells me that there are poisonous flowers and that no one is allowed through. Safina from the Cat Corporation here suggests that I find a flower expert to solve the problem, and luckily I know one. It's Blossom. I mean Sunny. I mean Lily. I mean Poppy. There are so many flower people in this game, how was I supposed to know which one is the expert? But he says he can't do anything without the mayor's approval. The mayor says that we can't do anything right now because we don't have enough money. But when I insinuate that the Cat Corporation will pay for it, she approves. I let Poppy know, and he says he'll take care of it that night. I went back to the city the next day to talk to Safina, but I ran into Malcolm on the way. As expected, he did not win his dance competition, but he did get second. Anyway, talking to Safina unlocked the achievement for gaining access to the beach. No time to mess around though, I need to get to the next area, Golden Grove. Kai from the lighthouse tells me that the bridge to the area was destroyed by a storm, but that there was a second entrance through a log by Autumn's house. I inform her that it is currently blocked by a large cat, so she asks me to go pick up her order from the shop, which contains the perfect item for the situation. It turns out to be a giant lens, which we use to convert the lighthouse into a giant laser pointer which draws the cat away, unlocking another achievement. In Golden Grove, I meet Daisy, who explains that the path to the next area, the Witching Woods, is once again blocked by that cat. She tells me that the only person who lives there is Autumn's sister, Rosa, so perhaps she can help me move the cat. Also, while I was there, I met this hog, and several minutes later I got the achievement for meeting every type of animal. So I tell Autumn about the giant cat, and she asks me what I think it wants. I just say, to hunt, and she says that we need a giant cat toy imbued with magic from all the island's witches. So I run around, collect magical essence from every witch, and when the toy was ready I gave it to the cat, who picks us both up and runs us around the island while the credits roll. The cat drops me off at Rosa's house, who gives me a potion to summon a broom to fly around on. I also met Roly Poly, who I was obviously going to take with me. But I noticed that I hadn't gotten the achievement yet for unlocking the last area, and that was because I still had to report it to the mayor. With that done, all I had left to do was meet every person and animal, do every quest, find every recipe, and fly on an animal. I wanted to start with finishing the quests, since those would help me collect recipes and meet everyone. I went to talk to Autumn to finish one quest that I already had, and she gives me another. She wants to test her new potion on a cat, and I just so happen to have one. But the potion has a side effect that makes cats float, so I of course give it to Roly Poly. After helping Daisy break out of her comfort zone, she gives me the last recipe I needed, unlocking that achievement. Apparently I just had to find them, I didn't actually have to make them, so I did waste some time doing that. One quest had me help Autumn make a potion that would make birds larger, which would allow me to ride them and earn that achievement, but then at a certain point I couldn't find any new quests or people, so I went to the list of townsfolk and that's what I needed to do to unlock those two achievements. All that was left was to meet every animal on the island, and thankfully I had already met most of them. There was this big cat that I saw in the beginning, this dog named Patch in the flower field, and this really tiny cat named Tiny that I would have never found if I didn't look it up. But there was one animal that was giving me trouble, a cat named Vibes from the coast. They just weren't showing up anywhere, but I found this video by Jewel Smith, and in her pinned comment she said that the cat will show up if you use a laser pointer in the area. So that's what I did, and sure enough, Vibes showed up. I picked him up, and shortly after, the final achievement unlocked. So I celebrated by turning myself into a cat. Honestly, I wish I did this sooner. And that's it. Calico complete. It only took about 4 hours to finish, which is less than what the website said, and it would have been even less if I didn't spend so much time cooking. But it was still fun. I enjoyed interacting with the animals, and getting to make a party of 5 to follow me around was pretty cool. I wish I could do that in Pokemon. But that's 2 games complete, and an extra 2,150 gamer score for my account. You better look out, Ray, cause I'm coming for ya.